Greetings, community. It's Kevin of NCBD Comics, and I'm here to bring you another edition of Kevin's most anticipated reads tomorrow for New Comic Book Day, 12/6/2023. It's been a bit. Missed you guys. And as always, it's Crucis. Appreciate you being here. And it's been a little while, and I've been definitely reading a lot. Been a little bit busy, but hey, that's not why we're here, right? Why we're here is we're talking about, those most anticipated reads I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So for those of you that might be new to tuning into the channel, let me explain real quick what I do. I just talk about those reads that I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Those few books that I'm looking forward to picking up in my LCS, having in my hands and tangibly reading, maybe even giving a spine tick or two, right down to the very last page. Just saying. These are the books that I'm looking forward to reading tomorrow on, like I said, New Comic Book Day, 12/6/2023. Let's start it off with Marvel on Amazing Spider-Man 39? 30, wow, 39. We're at 39. This starts off kind of officially somewhat, I think, with the whole area quota things that fly around the air. The gang war. Now, this is something that's been anticipated by many, such as myself, because it brings back a little bit of nostalgia. Also, we're hoping for something nice and neat. That's been a little bit of change from what we've been getting in the past few reads. I've been entertained, though I've been kind of just putting up with Rec Rack or whatever. I think he's kind of interesting, though it's not a staple for me. I think it's just more of a segue to what's coming up next. And that's what I'm looking forward to, is this whole gang war thing. Dude, absolutely. Appreciate you being here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this all transpires. I know it jumps around a little bit to other things. Along with it, it's also bringing in characters that we haven't seen in a while, such as like Luke Cage. And we get to see where he stands as far as the whole law and where it inhibits mutants and how, it's just, we get to see his not only standpoint, but his workings on trying to undo this law per se, along with other characters that we're seeing that's going to be in this massive, from my understanding, multiple issue war. It's going to be interesting. Moving out from that, which is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 39, we're going to cruise over to Sentry issue number 1. Sentry's dead, but he's coming back. And what I mean by back as well, his powers have been distributed throughout the whole world, and certain individuals are receiving his power and showing not only traits of him, but his memories and so forth. So we're essentially getting Sentry, but through a bunch of, I don't know, almost like little mini avatars. So essentially my belief is this, that we're going to end up seeing Sentry come back, and he'll probably end up extracting all these old powers from individuals. I'm curious to see how that transpires. The reality is Sentry's back tomorrow. Seriously, that's what it boils down to. So other than that, I'm kind of looking forward to it, because I've been reading a lot of the Sentry stuff leading up to this stuff. Moving on for Sentry, we're going to talk about Thunderbolts issue number 1. Thunderbolts is back. Hey, you might as well go ahead and start bringing back all the old, which is new. And what I mean by that is, Bucky Barnes, with a new name, can't remember what it is after an old nemesis, Red Skull. I think he straight out just wants to kill him this time. So this is going to be interesting. He's compiling a whole group of individuals that is a whole new group of Thunderbolts to essentially take out Red Skull. I'm looking forward to this, seriously. And I'm hoping I can go ahead and meet the 2 writers that are working heavy on this. And we'll see how that works out. And that'll be a whole new show thereabouts. As if you didn't see already, yesterday I dropped a new show. Show's called This Week's Signed Books. So if it all works out, hopefully that'll be the obvious. Moving out from Thunderbolts issue number 1 with, Bucky and taking everybody out. We're going to talk about, which, by the way, what I'm looking forward to is there's 2 covers on there that I'm really looking at. The Ski Chalet cover and the Derek Chew cover. Oh, my God. Seriously, those, check them out. If you're not even going to get the book, at least check out the covers. Thunderbolts issue number 1, Ski Chalet cover, and the Derek Chew cover. We're going to talk about Venom now, issue number 28. As you guys know, I'm a huge symbiote slut. And this has, by no exception, been really awesome. What I mean by that is we're seeing what we already knew event was leading up to what we're seeing right now, which is Venom's being split in these multiple personalities. We already knew with the appearance of Meridius that this was kind of the inevitability, as Meridius was telling him. But really, what Meridius did is he's just pulling the strings. He set in my opinion, Venom up, told him about all this, and just letting him act out in spite against what he's not supposed to do to lead him down the road to what he's doing right now, which is exactly what Meridius wanted. So it's really been awesome. I've really been enjoying this, and there's no stopping this roller coaster fun of a ride on issue number 28 that I can't wait to read tomorrow. But moving out from all the Marvel stuff, let's go ahead and talk about Boom Studios. Boom has given us some beautiful reads of late, and one of which is Space Between, issue number 2 of 4. Karina Bechko has been giving us an interesting read. It's a story that's way in the future, like a space station type situation. But what we get in each book is a different generation that's just expressing and showing their experiences, because we're way out there in the whole fourth wall type deal, and we're just kind of observing. And it's been a take back from what some things that you would presume that would be, and some of the things that you knew that would inevitably would be in the future in these type of situations. So I've really been enjoying myself with just that first issue. So I can't wait for the next 3, which is issue number 2, coming out tomorrow from Boom Studios, Space Between. Sticking with Boom, we're going to talk about a little Nightmares stuff from R.L. Stine, which is Stuff and Nightmares, issue number 1. Now, before I forget, there's 2 covers out that are glow-in-the-dark covers. Those are probably the ones I'm going to end up getting. Now, I'm a huge R.L. Stine fan, and I found out that some people are just kind of love or hate him type thing. But when it comes to Halloween, when it comes to Christmas, it tends to be unanimous. R.L. Stine is the book to get during this time of year, and Stuff and Nightmares is Sleigh Ride is the issue number 1. The one shot is really, really looking like a great story. I normally don't totally get into these type of holiday issues, but I couldn't pass this one up. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I actually had to cut some for tomorrow's signing. Now, moving out from the Boom Studios, let's talk about little DC. DC's putting out, as I mentioned, a holiday book. This holiday book is Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night. That's with a K. And that's issue number 1 of 4. Now, they're going to drop this, and I believe in like the next week, they're going to drop 2, and the last week they dropped the last one or somewhere like that. Anyways, that way they try to get all 4 issues in before the year's up. Not only that, so they can get it in time for Christmas. So this is a story. You know what? For me, this really wasn't the story that I was going for, even though the story turned out to be somewhat pretty good. I only kind of skimmed it. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't want to ruin it. I do want to officially, tangibly touch the thing and read it that way. I didn't want to do the whole thing online. So what really lured me about this book really wasn't just the art, really wasn't just the story. It was the fact that it's one of those rub and smell things. You know, you give me a scratch and sniff and I'm all in. So that's why I'm going to end up getting the Ben Oliver cover. Actually, I just purchased 2. Just saying. So, yeah. Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night, issue number 1 of 4, the smelly cover. What else can I say? The smell, is my understanding, is like a peppermint or a pine or maybe a combo. I don't know. Christmassy. You get it. Moving out from DC, cruising over to Image, we're going to talk about Destiny Gate, 3 of 4 by Ryan Cady. I like Ryan Cady stuff. Makes me think, and it usually gives me a little bit of chills. Usually does these slight little jaunts, slight little turns. Doesn't take me too far off the right field that I'm going, what the did I just read? What I like about it is on this train ride, he's really making you think, and it's kind of an introspective journey, and I'm really digging it. But yeah, I mean, it almost made my blue light special, but not quite. Destiny Gate was second to the last on that list, which leads to believe, yes, that's right. It's Blue Light Special time. And my Blue Light Special this week is Transformers issue number 3. Holy Macatoonie, Transformers is just nothing that I recall as a kid. I really wasn't reading this book that much as a kid. I wasn't that much of a kid. But I wasn't reading this book that much when it was out when I was younger. It was a very Hasbro-y thing, meaning it was very acceptable and very cool and very, no bloods, no guts, no gore. Transformers were not referring to people as squishy things. They've taken out so many people already. This is gnarly. That's why, I mean, again, we're only 2 issues deep, and I'm counting like 3 bodies that are dead, and I am counting the deer. Spoiler alert. So wow, Transformers, this is awesome. And how I've already saw a drop for Duke, and you already saw it from David Mack. You already see a Decepticon logo, and you see it says Megatron on the side, and yeah, this is getting gnarlier and gnarlier the way this whole universe is tying together. Transformer 3 is way high on my Blue Light Special. And hey, that's it for me, Entropy. Appreciate you being here, and everyone, you stay well. Happy New Comic Book Day.